Hey people of the VC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder back for an 80s collection update. I've got six albums to show you, six records to show you today. These are all from the same seller, two different auctions on eBay. I think I got pretty good deals from them. Actually, if you watch the previous video in this series, same seller. This guy was just selling off all his record collection. It seems like in batches. I wish I could have bought more, but you know, when someone's doing this all at the same time, they come thick and fast. I couldn't afford all of them, and some of them went for crazy money. But I think I got some good deals here. So let's dive in. So the first up, two records in the same auction from the same band. So both. Samson. This is Head On. What I'll do is I'll tell you what I paid for them after I show them. Let you know what the average price going is on Discogs at the moment, and you can tell me whether you think I got a good deal or not. But you can probably tell by my smile that I got a good deal. Yeah, so Samson Head On. This is from 1980. This is on Gem, and it's UK pressing. So I think everybody knows or has heard of Samson, even if you haven't actually heard Samson. So people, you know, this is the band that Bruce Dickinson was in prior to joining Iron Maiden. But they were a decent enough band in their own right, certainly with Bruce, as he was known at the time. So this is their second album. They certainly seem to have embraced the new wave of British heavy metal movement that was going on at the time, and the sound on this one is a lot different from their first album, Survivors. And one of the key differences is, you know, Dickinson's vocals really make it very distinctive. This album is killer. Absolutely love it. So Paul Samson on guitars, Thunderstick on drums. Chris Alma, don't know how to pronounce that, and Bruce on lead vocals. There's a great comment on here. So it goes through all the who wrote what, who did this, who did that, and there's a line here that just says additional ideas, Thunderstick, but it doesn't tell you what those additional ideas were. I'd love to know what were his additional ideas that he came up with. I don't know, maybe it's the album art, maybe it was like, my additional idea is to put a gimp mask on and hold an executioner's axe. I don't know, but a very cool cover. Inner sleeve, original. In fact, it's not a sleeve, it's an inner. It's just a lyric sheet, and it's not coming up too well. I think the colours are confusing it somewhat, but pristine condition. Very cool to have. And there's the label, Gem Records. One of the tracks on here, Thunderburst, was co-written by Steve Harris, and it sounds right out of the Iron Maiden songbook. In fact, it actually became the Ides of March, which is on the Killers album. And on that record, Harris took full credit for the writing of that song, which apparently didn't go down too well with Samson. Most notably Thunderstick, who actually was in Maiden for very briefly, I think around 1977, I think I read. But yes, very, very cool album. Average price for this on Discogs is about £7, and this is in better than average condition. No problem with this at all. A little bit of edge wear, but that's about it. Yeah, very cool. So as I said, this was an auction that was two Samson records. The second one is I'm not sure was the last Rites. This is 1984 on Thunderbolt Records. Again, a UK pressing. This is actually a compilation album though. So released in 1984, but it contains very early Samson material, which is kind of a strange thing to do mid-80s. The first Samson albums were very much kind of more of a hard rock than a new wave of British heavy metal, and with new wave of British heavy metal at its peak in the 80s, it seems a bit strange. So I don't know if this record company had picked up the tracks and wanted to cash in on their early success, certainly with Dickinson joining Maiden. I don't know, but there are 10 tracks on here. 6 of them are for their first album, Survivors, and 2 of their first singles, which I think is Mr. Rock and Roll and Telephone, and their B-sides, which is Leaving You and Primrose Shuffle, I think, if I remember rightly. I might be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. So yeah, a bit strange to release this in '84. So there's no, it's a compilation, but there's no Bruce Dickinson era tracks on here. A very un-PC song in I Wish I Was the Saddle of a Schoolgirl's Bike, which I'm not sure people would really get away with these days, but kind of shows very much of its time. Again, average price for this one, and again, this is better than average condition, is £7 on Discogs. The 2 together, I picked up for £7. So 2 for the price of 1, you could say. Nice deal. Very happy to have these in the collection. Again, from all the same seller. This guy had written his name inside the cover of every album, so I'll always remember him. But as I mentioned last time, I'm not going to call it out because he did say that he'd done that in the auction. So fair play to him. I bought it with full disclosure, shall we say. And sorry, last rights, there's the Thunderbolt label. Very cool. Yeah, so next up again, same guy. 4 records in this one though. Again, I will show each of them, comment on the current average price on Discogs, then let you know how much I pay for them. So first up, Dead Engine, Hold a Grudge. This is late 80s. This is 1988 on Grudge Records. I've not heard of this band before, but this is their second and their final album. US metal band, very much a Judas Priest influence, I would say. The sound is very much early 80s, but that was probably the downfall in 1988. But now it sounds great. I've spun this a lot. It's really, really, really catchy metal. Just about every song. You see the title there. That's the chorus repeated about 4 or 5 times. It's great car music, I think. Unleash the Beast is probably the best metal anthem on here, but there's songs like Termination Day, High Rider, White Hot, really good kind of metal anthems. I would thoroughly recommend, if you see this album, pick it up. Say on the cover, this chap down here, which I think is the drummer, to me looks a little bit like, Shane McGowan from the Pogues. Looks a bit like his chubby younger brother. Or maybe that's just me. Anyway, again, on Discogs, an average price is £7, and this is in far better than average condition. Near mid minus maybe. So we have this is an inner. There's the lyric sheet, and on the back, a few more lyrics and the obligatory thank yous. And here's the Grudge label. Very cool album to have. Very, very happy. Out of this batch, it's difficult to pick a favourite, but that's certainly up there with it. Next up, in the same auction, Chateau, highly strung. This is 1985 on Ebony Records in the UK pressing. This is the second Ebony album I own. The last video from the same guy again. Picked up the other album, whose name escapes me just now. And yeah, this carries off where they left off with the previous album. It's a cross between new wave of British heavy metal, early Motley Crue, and kind of reminds me of Fastway from the time they did the Trick or Treat soundtrack album. That kind of sound to their music. It's quite a short album, but it delivers some great fast-paced, thundering tracks, clear vocals, virtuoso solos. First Strike and Highly Strung, two killer tracks from here. And don't forget, everybody, that home taping, killing music. You've got to stop, guys. I keep telling you, stop with the home taping. Anyway, average Discogs price for this, £15 for within UK anyway. And no fancy in the sleeve for that one, but here's the Ebony label. Same on both sides. Very cool, very happy to have them again. Now this next one, third of the fourth as part of this auction. This is Axe with Nemesis, 1983 Atco Records US pressing. US pressing, but it's with the import sticker on, so it was bought in the UK rather than someone brought it in with them. I wanted so much to like this record just for the cover alone. You know, an alien wielding a double-sided axe guitar, the blood on it and the lightning in the background. It's cheesy, it's 80s, it's brilliantly 80s metal. But it didn't click with me. It just didn't click with me. Listened to it a couple of times, and I came to do the video tonight, and I thought I'd give it one more go. But the difference this time was I was watching another video. I was going to say it was too keyboardy, and I just couldn't get my head around it. I've mentioned a few times about other albums where I feel it's too heavily keyboardy, and it's just put me off it. But in a completely unrelated incident, I was watching a VC video by Grebo69, and he just picked up a Magnum album. So I'll put it this way, I was thinking about Magnum, and I put this on, and it clicked with me. I started thinking that this sounds a bit like an American Magnum. Yes, it is keyboardy, it's quite melodic, but there are some really good tracks on here. I was really quite surprised. 3 listens in, and I was going to offer this up for trade, but now I'm not so sure. There's a few dodgy tracks on here. On the B side, there's Keep Playing That Rock and Roll. There's a cover, I believe, and Fooling Your Mama Again. They're kind of weak tracks on the whole album, but I'm coming round to this. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to give it a few more goes. Band picture I found kind of interesting. Looks a little bit like a drug withdrawal, cold turkey type picture. This must be one of the most miserable looking people ever to have graced an album cover. He looks cold and wet, sweaty, wants to be anywhere but here. I don't know who it is, but I'm guessing it's Bobby Bath, as he's the lead vocalist and lead guitarist, and they're usually the guy in the middle, up front. But yeah, now I've in the mindset of Magnum when I played it, I'm listening to it with my whole perspective of this album has changed. It's in excellent condition. Has a really buzz cut in the top left hand corner. The inner sleeve is not in the best condition. It looks pretty clean and crease free, but it has a couple of splits in the end and the side, so I don't use that anymore. But yeah, it's in great condition. Mention the Atco label. It's on both sides. Average cost on eBay. This isn't going to make my fortune. £3. Yeah, if I hadn't listened to it before this, I just did this video, I would have given a completely different review to that. So it just kind of shows how whatever mood you're in with music can change your opinion, perspective on it. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so the last one for this video, again, same auction, Sword, Metalized, 1986, Aquarius Records, and this is a Canadian band, Canadian pressing. I believe this is their debut album, or is it their second album? Quick click. Yes, debut album. I know very little about this band. I've seen this record shown a few times on the VC. People have said good things about it, but I love it. I'm surprised that they didn't actually produce more. As I said, I don't know too much about their backstory, so then there may be some reason why they didn't. Maybe they went on and joined other bands. But given that they were touring with the likes of Motorhead, Alice Cooper, and Metallica, the fact that they only managed 2 albums, I find completely surprising. I mean, it's awesome. It's got punchy riffs. It's pure galloping heavy metal. I think equally as good as US, German, UK bands of the time. There we have front cover, back cover, pictures of the band, track listing. Inner sleeve is immaculate, with lyrics and band pictures. And as I say, on the Aquarius label. This one, average cost on Discogs, again, better than average condition, £9. So in total, if you've been playing along, keep it up at home, you should have totted up that the 4 records I've just shown, so Sword, Axe, Chateau, and Dead Engine. Average on, if I got them for the average price, average condition on Discogs, it would have cost me £29. The auction, I got these for £9. So I'm very, very pleased with that one. So, sometimes eBay can deal you a bad one, but this time I think I got very lucky, and I'm very happy with those. Let me know what you think of them. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Even if you don't subscribe or like, leave a comment. Let's have a chat in the comments below. I'll do my best to reply to every comment I get. If you want to see what I'm picking up and what I'm playing as I pick it up and when I play it, check out the link below for my Instagram account. It's not something I take too seriously, but usually take just a little snapshot of the items that I pick up and show them there and then, because sometimes it's good 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before I actually get around and show them on a video, because I do like to listen to everything 2 or 3 times before I show them here, just to give an opinion on it. There we go. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you again soon. Cheers. Bye.